You know who I am, okay? You know what I do. Anyway, you know what's been going on in my life. So anyway, CPS says my house is disheveled when they first took my kids, okay? They said that everything was disgusting. And yeah, I'll admit it was. I mean, I think you guys remember what it looked like before. But just in case you don't, this would be pipe number 3 that I found around here. And this one looks like it's nice and frosty, like it's been used. Here. This is what happens to meth pipes if you try to bring them in my house. Hold on. Make sure it can't be used anymore.
Disgusting.
We don't believe in methamphetamines.
That's right.
What it looked like right after we got through our door and got into the main house. That's after I got the druggy bitch and her druggy friends out of here, who was the owner of all them damn drugs. I'd like to take you on a tour of what the house looks like now. Please, come enjoy a tour with me and see what I've done. Every day we do dishes and clean up our kitchen right after breakfast. I mean, I've done a pretty good job of fixing up this house. So, if you saw what it looked like before, you know I've done a great job fixing it up. You know? But we worked really hard on this place. I mean, not to mention I passed everything else CPS wanted, you know. You saw what this place looked like before, you know. Sorry, I have to, yeah, see. We made a nice little home here. Excuse the mess in my corner, but whose bedroom doesn't have a little mess in it? Got a dryer, you know. There's the bathroom, you know. I mean, we get a real home here. Got a washing machine. Plenty of working water. Plenty of working electricity. This is the boys' room. See, I got it all fixed up and decorated and ready for them when they come home. I've made this bed on lower to the ground for Wayne because he has seizures. There's nowhere to fall. They've got a dresser, closet, a toy box full of toys. It's got beds. I mean, who could ask for anything more? Anyway, yeah, I think I've done a pretty good round of getting this place all nice and fixed up again. Okay? Make it into a clean, nice home again. Got some lazy dogs. Yeah. There's one laying down there. There's one right under this blanket somewhere. Somewhere under this blanket is my other applehead chihuahua. Hi, Jelly. And this is our deerhead chihuahua. Say hi, Bella. Bella. Say hi. With her little crooked smile. Anyway, that's about it. I mean, we've done everything we can do. And I passed every test I can pass. And it still seems like CPS wants more. When we're not doing one thing or another, visiting the boys at the engagement center or meeting with our worker, which we haven't met with very much. And now she seems to be avoiding our emails ever since I passed the mental health test. And I asked for a copy of it for myself, and now she seems to be avoiding my emails and not answering me. But when we're not here at the house, when we're not out doing other things, we each do our own thing. I mean, my girlfriend Janae, she takes classes to better herself. Would have you believe that just because we got into a bad situation for a couple days, that my children were neglected. I want you to look at this. Tell me, do these look like neglected children at all? And there's my beautiful fiance riding the teeter-totter with my son and helping him have fun. This is our normal routine. We do something like this every day. Lots and lots of books for people to educate themselves with, including the children. We have books for both adults and the children that are 99% educational and about 1% fictional and enjoyable reading. guitar a lot and keep the family entertained. When there's nothing else to do, when there's nothing on the radio or TV we want, and there's nothing else to do, I settle in and I play guitar and a couple other musical instruments. Then, CPS would have you believe that because my son Wayne is an escape artist, that he's somehow going to escape from the property. I mean, let me take you on a tour. Even if he managed to escape the house, he could not get off the property. Mention I'm putting locks on the front door and side door entrance, front and back door entrance. I'm putting locks on those doors. So I'm going to put extra locks. They already have deadbolt and door lock, but now it's time to put other locks on them up high so the doors can't be opened by the children, which I'm going to do tomorrow when I get paid. And as you can see, I keep my gates locked secure. See? That old hot tub is being taken out of here. I've got it up on Craigslist for free. But let me take you to this gate now. Again, locked, completely secure. I'd like to say that my ex, Dawn Cutter, is no mother, okay? She's no good mother at all. When she had custody of Wayne until he was 2.5, he went 1.5 years behind on a very important vaccination. The one that, the DTaP vaccination. And because of that, he ended up getting pertussis, which led to pneumonia. And the emergency room told me he could have died. As soon as he was handed over to me, I made sure immediately he got Medicaid, food stamps, and I got him to a doctor and got those vaccinations up. Made him a healthy young man again. He was malnourished, he was underfed, and when he lived at my ex's, he was always in a diaper and always living in very disgusting conditions. Just take a look at this apartment my ex used to live in. Oh yeah, and keep in mind that this apartment my ex lived in, she lived in this one while she had Wayne. And even after she lost Wayne, and I used to take him to visits at the new place she lives at with her brother, they still live in this kind of disgusting squalor all the time. Plus, my younger son would always have like this mysterious cut on his lip when I saw him a lot. And I have picture evidence of that. And he was always sick from living in that squalor every time I saw him. Not to mention the other things, like my ex and her brother conspiring to usurp my parental rights and commit custodial interference and try to trick me into signing away my parental rights to Wayne, to Robert, her brother. And they almost did it. Until I heard Robert was bragging around about the $700 a month he was going to get for caring for Wayne, for being his guardian. He was going to get $700 a month from the state off of my son, and then he wasn't going to have to work with my ex's check too, totaling $1,200 a month. So, in closing, all I can say, my ex used to fight with me by text message. She used to abuse her legal custody by basically, what can I say? By basically demanding visits at the last minute, or demanding that I constantly change our schedule to meet with what she wants. She never, ever gave any compromise. I mean, when I first moved up to Reno, she would make me drive the 50 miles one way to Portola once a week just so she could see the kid. Even though she was in Reno all the time visiting the rest of her family, she would never call and ask if she could see the kid when she's going to be in Reno. She would always make me drive that 50 miles one way, which is 100 miles round trip every week. And sometimes she'd even make me go further and drive the 60 miles extra round trip all the way down to Quincy, just so she could have her visit in the big park in Quincy. I mean, she always made ridiculous demands. And what really got to me was when my son, Wayne, had his first seizure. They should have called me and told me. My ex could not be there to sign the papers to give consent for treatment. I had joint legal custody. Under the law, they should have called me and told me. But what did they do instead? Her brother went in, claimed he lost his ID, pretended to be me, and then signed my name to official hospital documents. He committed felony forgery and felony impersonation, as to which I had a deputy ready to write the charges up on him and arrest him for that. Anyway, that's all I have to say in closing. The reason I did not have him arrested is because my ex begged me not to, because she didn't have anybody else to take care of her. So, like an idiot, I gave in to her again. Anyway, now you know my story, and now you know who I am. Thank you for taking the time to hear me. You know what's going on? And it's ridiculous that now CPS wants more in their safety plan. Now that I've passed everything they laid out for me to pass, now they suddenly want more, and now they're dragging their feet on certain things, like getting me copies of my mental health evaluation. This is getting, excuse me, but this is getting ridiculous. I'm ready to hire a private attorney and file ethics complaints on my public defender attorney with the state bar, okay? Because right before we're supposed to go to court again, she takes off for vacation. Right after I send her the final document she needed, which was my financial report, and then I mentioned to her in a note I included about maybe having the case moved into Superior Court, where I'd almost be guaranteed to get my kids back rather than have to fight CPS more. And what happens? Right after I do that, she just suddenly goes on vacation for 2 weeks, and now my worker is completely unresponsive with emails. She is very slow on response, and she still hasn't provided me copies with my evaluation for mental health. I requested copies of the results of that evaluation, and she's dragging her feet on giving them to me. Somebody has got to help me soon. Otherwise, I don't know. All right, thank you.